Hi, and welcome to HUR at Home Music Night. I'm your host, Angela Stribling. I am so happy to be back. I had an amazing vacation. I was out there on the WHUR World Tour in Fiji and then went on vacation to St. Lucia. I am extra chocolatey and extra ready to hang out with you tonight and our special guest. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm getting ready to meet Mr. Cupid Shuffle himself. Put your hands together for Cupid.
Yes, how you doing?
Yay! How you doing? Wow.
I'm good. I'm real good. I appreciate y'all having me on the show.
Yeah.
I've been, yeah.
We've been talking about you all week. I mean, I just mentioned that I just got back from vacation, and believe it or not, here I am out here in St. Lucia, and I took one of those local little, cruises,
Uh,
and they were playing, all this music, and the DJ hit the Cupid Shuffle, and people got
yeah.
there were maybe there were maybe, three black people on the whole boat, but everybody got up. They did their
Oh
best.
yeah.
It was
Oh
so much.
yeah.
Ooh, I don't want to start there. I want to start with who you are. I mean, a lot of people, I don't know if you mind me saying your name, Bryson.
hmm hmm
Everybody knows you as Cupid. Let's talk about your musical journey. I mean, growing up in Louisiana, uh, talk about just how you got into music in the first place.
Well, it pretty much started. I started singing in church when I was young, um, and I went to school. I was an athlete, running track, and I just kind of decided. I met this guy by the name of Roland Edison, who at the time was working with SWV, and he kind of promised us that he was gonna like help us get a record deal. So I left the track, left my college sports to pursue music. But
Oh, wait a minute. So when you say us, you and your band?
I was in a group. I was in a singing group. We used to call ourselves Fifth Element, and yeah, they started. We used to sing on campus at all the fraternity and sorority events, and we kind of got a name around Louisiana. And but of course, with pursuing a music career at such a young age with not too much guidance, everybody kind of got kicked out of school. So
Yeah.
I was the only one still left in Louisiana. So I decided to pursue a solo career. Started singing blues. After
Ooh,
that, next thing
nice.
you know, Cupid Shuffle pops off.
Oh my gosh. So wait a minute. So here you are growing up in Louisiana, and aren't you're a preacher's kid, right?
Correct. So
Well, how did
we
that
would sing
go? How'd that go
Wednesday
over in
night,
your
Thursday.
household?
Oh, so here's the crazy thing. My parents didn't want me to sing secular music at all. But we came up with a deal where I could sing it as long as I didn't curse.
Okay,
So
okay.
that was kind of and it's crazy, like 20 years later, like I still don't, curse in my music just because, my mom and dad still could get at me if they want to.
All right. Good for you. And I imagine that's just who you are. I mean, if
Oh
that's,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. Oh, that's
Oh
pretty
yeah.
awesome. So then, all right. So here you are. Somebody promised you guys a record deal, and then what?
He passed away. He ended up passing away. And so we were just kind of like in limbo. And when we were in Louisiana, there weren't really any artists who had like blown up or got a record deal. Like we're in Lafayette, so it was something that was super far fetched. But
Yeah.
we kept plugging, and music became my everyday thing, like playing in church. I played funerals, I played weddings. It was just all about music. So I figured eventually that would be my career, but I didn't know the Cupid Shuffle would be the one that would like take me out, take me to that next level.
Wow. I mean, it's funny. I mean, just talking about your background, and here you are an athlete, track, you're this star in school, which is a big deal. So music had to be your passion for you to lead something like that.
Correct. On Sister Act, when Whoopi Goldberg, Sister Act 2, when she told Lauryn Hill, if you wake up in the morning, the first thing you think about is singing. You're supposed to be a singer. Like that
Mm,
resounds in my mind. Like that was like one of the most influential parts of that movie because that's
yeah.
all I would think about. And even till today, like it's just the same way. So I knew music was my purpose.
Yeah, good for you. I mean, what a blessing that is to be able to find your purpose and be able to, not only make a living, but to really soar.
Yeah,
That's,
it's a blessing. It's a blessing.
take that for granted. Yeah, that's truly a blessing. So, all right, here we are. Let's, moving forward, Cupid Shuffle. How did that whole phenomenon come about?
Well, initially, I started singing blues music with Mel Waiters, Marvin Cease. I was on the road with them as an opening act, and I would see people do the electric slide. I would see all
Right.
these, these dances, but nobody really was known for doing line dances. And when I made Cupid Shuffle, I promise it wasn't a plan. It wasn't like I'm gonna be the next line dance guy. I really was just making a song that felt good. The reason why I sing it is because there was a lady who used to always fuss at me about secular music, and she would say, "Why you always rapping? You need to leave that rap alone." So when I got in the studio, I was like, they say I'm a rapper, but I say no. They say what you're doing, trying to do Zydeco, which is like a cultural music here in Louisiana,
Mhm.
and I just let it flow. And made the song, brought it to the club. I was the DJ. I DJ'd at my own club,
Perfect.
and I started spinning it and taught 3 ladies that night, and the rest is history. It had a mind of its own. Like it just went, and it's cool because I love being in the lane of that type of music because it makes people feel good and enjoy themselves.
Yeah, it really does. I mean, and it doesn't matter who you are. Like I tried to describe, black, white, young, old, doesn't matter. You hear that song, even if you're not that coordinated, like myself, I'll get out there and give it a shot. And it helps that you give a little bit of instruction too. so, so we went from Cupid Shuffle
Uh-huh.
and to Flex. And,
Correct. And correct.
well, I
Now go
mean,
ahead. I'm sorry.
well, I was just going to say, here you are with this big hit. And like you said, I mean, as soon as people heard it, they just loved it. I'd imagine there's a whole lot of pressure on you. It's like, okay, I gotta reach that same plateau, right? I
Well,
mean, is that,
that's very tricky because a lot of times in the music business, people they exhaust a lot of their time, exhaust a lot of their creativity, and exhaust a lot of energy trying to recreate lightning in a bottle. And for
yeah,
me, I like initially when I was in Atlantic, I was really trying to like make another Cupid Shuffle, Cupid Shuffle, and it burned me out for a minute,
I
like
bet.
you know you got to understand that Cupid Shuffle is really like a blessing. So I can't recreate a blessing. I just got to just keep on doing what I do. And then I had a conversation in Tuskegee with Frankie Beverly, and he told me he said I was asking him about like all that. He said as long as you have the Cupid Shuffle, you have the foundation to your career. The other songs is just walls and pictures and tile and the rest of that. He
Mm,
said, Before I Let Go is my biggest record. He said,
mhm.
nothing else is bigger than that.
Ooh,
So
you
I have
already
that.
know.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you like Cupid Shuffle is your biggest record. So instead of worrying about making another one, just add to it. And so when I got out of that mindset and just started
Yeah.
making fun music, Flex started popping off. Two Step on My Head started popping off. All these other songs started happening for me.
That was sage advice from one of the
Mm-hmm.
masters. That was sage advice. And it freed you to just be creative again,
It
right?
did because it's mental. A lot of artists go crazy. They lose it because they trying to recreate something that in theory they didn't even it just happened.
Yeah. Yeah. You're fortunate to be in Louisiana where there's so much great music, different types. There's jazz, you mentioned earlier Zydeco, there's rap, there's R&B, there's everything. It's just a great place to be, especially if you're an artist. How does your environment inspire you musically?
Well, where I am, I mean, we have everything. We got Zydeco, a little bit of bounce music, a little
Mm,
bit of swing out, two step. So, it when I make music, it doesn't kind of like I'm not culturally bound because I do a little blues, a little swing out here, line dance stuff here, and it just makes me to be able to be more creative with my music rather than just kind of like sitting in the culture,
mm,
because there's so much going on over here.
mm. Yeah. Are there any things that you kind of wish that you could push through? I mean, I know the music industry is tough. It's very tough. And people want to, put you over here, they want to put you over there, and they want you to be who they want you to be, and you're an
Uh,
artist. You're like, it's going to be what it's going to be. What are some of the roadblocks that you find yourself going up against?
well, the biggest freedom and the biggest thing that we've been awarded as artists is independence and social media and the internet. Because at
Mm,
one time, the labels controlled everything, and now you can wake up in the morning and press send and email your song to 80,000 DJs if you have that type of database. You
mm,
can put it on social media. You basically control your own destiny. So,
yeah,
and coming from 2007, when it was kind of just MySpace and Black Planet, to now I got Instagram and Twitter. For me, I feel like it's like a revolution for independent artists to be creative, because you don't have to have the big budgets, because everything is so like in the palm of your hand. I wouldn't say there's a lot of roadblocks. I think I feel I'm making music now is more fun, and I'm excelling more because I'm able to just kind of do it at my own pace and do what I want to do.
I love that. And you're in your own lane. You're definitely in your own lane. But, everyone has inspirations. Are there other artists that you kind of admire and that inspire you right now?
Absolutely.
Who?
PJ Martin. I mean PJ. T-Pain. I've been in T-Pain inbox for about 2 months trying to get him to get on the Flex remix. So we're gonna see if we can speak that into existence. But yeah, T-Pain, PJ Martin, Tank, to name a few. Even Jasmine Sullivan, like those are my favorite ones who I stay inspired by, because they just when they drop, you just don't know how they're gonna drop. You don't know what's coming, but when they do, it's always a banger.
Yeah, and a lot of commonalities. I could hear you collaborating with all the people you just mentioned.
That would be so fun.
That would be amazing. So, what you mentioned social media and how it really is great right now to utilize it. There was I think it was Robert Glasper who was, I stalk his social media, and he was saying, listen, all these artists who say they're artists, and I go to their page and I don't see anybody singing. I don't see, producers. I don't see any music singers. I don't see them singing. And, but when I go to your page, I do see what you do, and you take full advantage of that. Right?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I do. Like, people know, when people think the Cupid Shuffle is not an R&B song until you try to sing it. I challenge anybody to sing the Cupid Shuffle, and if you could hit all them notes, then you a singer, because I was singing my heart out. It sound cool. We like, yo, to the right, to the left. I'm like, okay, go on, sing it. And then I hear these cover bands sometimes. Oh my God.
No, it's not.
But coming from the church though, like that's what we do. You sing, and I come from the era of the talent show days, where you would get in front of the university, like a Southern University, LSU, or Grambling, and they'll boo you.
Don't tell you.
They'll boo you, and like now everybody's so sensitive. You boo somebody, it's like, oh my God, yes, But I come from that pedigree, so every time I'm on stage and every time I sing, it's like I want people to know that I'm one of the best at what I do, or trying to strive to be the best. Because like I say, back in them days, they'll let you have it. They'll throw a shoe at you or a book or something if it doesn't sound good.
Not a shoe.
Oh yeah.
No, but I love it, and I love the integrity that you bring to it, because you're right. I mean, some people might look at it and say, "Yeah, it's line dancing. Anything goes." No. The musicality.
You got to hit them notes. I got to hear that. You hit them notes. You're all right.
Okay. You're like, go ahead and try to sing it. So let's move forward. Now you've got some music that's getting ready to drop on Juneteenth. Tell us about that.
So all of my fans, like Flex has been out for a while, so I kind of decided to go ahead and like stockpile up on the dances. So I got a new line dance called The Cookout that I'm dropping on Juneteenth. I'm gonna do a live video describing the dance, teaching the dance, and I'm gonna drop the video. And it's just to keep the party going. Y'all, there was too big of a gap between Cupid Shuffle and Flex. So I'm gonna try to make sure my fans don't have that much of a gap anymore, and just keep on dropping them.
Yeah, because you have clearly found. I'm not saying that you're limited to only do this in the future, but you found such a good lane for yourself. You're that party guy, and
I love it.
Yeah, and so do we. I mean, people love it because, as you can see, the line dance songs that were around before you came along, that's all we had. So we play it over and over at the cookout. And then you come along with Cupid Shuffle, and that one's, like I said, I just got back and that they're still playing it. And Flex. Yeah. So now we've got a new one. So, I mean, I see this thing. You could ride this out forever.
Absolutely. And even in between time, I got a new song that we about to start working called Two Step on My Haters, which it's not a line dance, but if you go on TikTok and you put hashtag 2 Step on My Haters, you'll probably see like 4,000 videos. It has like 4 million views of just people two-stepping, and it's featuring Shirley Murdoch.
Shirley Murdoch. Did you say Shirley? What? Okay. Now that's
So
she's got some strong gospel roots as well.
she killed that song too. That woman can sing. She's awesome.
She is so awesome.
Hmm.
I have to go and listen to that song. Two Step on My Haters. I love it. I am so proud of you. I mean, just, what you've done,
Thank you.
your career, what you're doing with your career. And it looks like, I mean, you've done so much, but you're still young and just getting started.
I love it. I love music, and I mean, it'll just be the thing that I just do, So it's not even like a thing. It's just when I'm doing music, like I'm just like in my zone. So it's all good.
It's all good. Thank you for spending time with us. So is there anything else you want your fans to know about Cupid that, maybe we didn't cover? Anything else?
Well, yeah. Actually, I have a book that's out right now on Amazon called Trust Your Gift, and
Oh,
Trust Your Gift is basically living it, finding your purpose. It's a book that tells about my story about discovering the lane that you just talked about, and how I live in it, and lessons like not disrespecting your blessing, not trying to get past what you get. So it's on Amazon. It's Trust Your Gift, and those
congratulations.
3 songs. Thank you. And
Wow.
those 3 songs: Flex, Two Step on My Haters, and The Cookout's Coming.
That's beautiful. And for those who haven't connected with you on social media, I just followed you, by the way. So look for me.
Cool.
Follow me
Cool.
back.
I will. I'll be on Instagram. Like I've been able to really network and meet some of the greatest people, on earth, through TikTok and Instagram. So
That's
I'm on
awesome.
it. I'm official new Cupid is my Instagram handle.
Good. Yeah, everybody follow him. People, as you mentioned earlier, people should take full advantage of it, and you do. So if they ever want to know what's going on with Cupid, just follow him on, what is it
That's
again?
it. Official new Cupid.
It's official. All right, official new Cupid. Thank you again for spending time with us. Congratulations on everything. Juneteenth. Can't wait for the new single to drop. And I'm going to go and get your book and everything, Cupid. I am a
I
fan.
really appreciate that. I really appreciate that.
On behalf of 96.3 WHUR, the #1 radio station in the DMV, thank you all so much for watching, and just continue to check out WHUR.com. We'll keep you updated on all the latest. We've got a list happening on Wednesdays with my girl Autumn Joy and myself. Thursday night, music night, I get to talk to the best artist, as you just witnessed tonight, and every single Thursday. And, don't forget Jackie Gale's Web every Sunday, bringing you the best in, everything that's happening in inspiration. You can follow me on social media at Angela Stribling on all platforms. And don't forget to follow at WHUR-FM. Have a